Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and can I just say I am kind of relieved to have this video up. It is week 4 flip through of gratitude documented, and I don't know about you, but 30-day projects take a lot out of me. I may or may not have done 5 days in a row in one sitting last night. Real life, guys. It didn't happen every single day, but we are finished. All of my fall and gratitude documented are all packed away, stored away, and we're ready to move on into Christmas and Advent. But I did want to pop on and share one last flip through with you guys. And this puppy right here kind of makes it all worth it. I have never filled a traveler's notebook quite like this. This thing is a beast. I never really understood why people had multiple traveler's notebook covers. I always just had one and then would change out my inserts with my sermon notes and things like that. And I never really stored things in a traveler's notebook. But this one is going to sit on in my office. I'm going to get some kind of little charm that marks that it's, you know, gratitude documented or whatever on the outside, and it is just amazing. So this is the traveler's notebook cover from Felicity Jane. I will definitely be getting more of these. It is held up so well. The quality is so good. I don't have to worry about it being this full. It's really, you know, maintained its shape pretty well and is nice and sturdy. So I love that. Cannot say enough good things. So let's kind of dive in and let's do a flip through of week 4. Now I did use a lot of dimensional items these 4 weeks, and so not everybody's is going to be this full. I completely understand that, but I love chunk. I love all of that. And so yes, it is chunky, but to see 30 days all packed in there is way awesome. So here is week 4, and I'm just going to find my little sheet here. Okay, so let's set gratitude documented aside, or grace and gratitude. And so I was working on 30 days of thankful, and these were the prompts from the wild hair kits. And just like some of the past weeks, I kind of rearranged my prompts based on the photos and where I wanted them in my insert. And to be honest, I wasn't documenting every single day. I kind of sat down and did like a big chunk all at once, so I was able to kind of manipulate and move things around. Next year I'm hoping to use more current photos of that year. This year I was just kind of exploring and trying things out. So week 4 here. I didn't start with gift. I didn't even start with clothing. I started with an appliance. And so this one was actually kind of timely and perfect. And I am thankful for my washing machine. So actually our washing machine broke the week of Thanksgiving, which was horrible and awful, but it was one of those stupid front load washing machines, and I don't know who thought those were a great idea. We've had it for several years. I despised everything about it. No matter how much I cleaned it, it still would get gunky and nasty. The front door never sealed right. It was like flooding my laundry room, and then I've got 2 11-year-old boys, and so they do their own laundry, but then they're hanging on the door, and so then the door was all wonky. It was just, it took forever to clean. I never felt like it was cleaning my clothes. We've now talked for 3 minutes about my washing machine. That's crazy. But anyways, we bought a new washing machine and we went back to top load. It was the cheapest one they had in the store because, like I said, week of Thanksgiving, and we also got a flat tire pulling into Sears to buy it. But it is a basic model and it is amazing and I love it. And I do not hate doing laundry anymore because it's so awesome. So yes, I have a picture of my washing machine in my gratitude notebook, and I just kept it simple with some products from the Amber kit from Felicity Jane, and then the opposite page kind of goes along with that. It was thankful for clothing, and I am all about boots in the fall and winter. I live in California where it gets super hot, and it's hot for a really long time. So once the temperature finally dips enough that I can wear boots, I live in boots and cuff jeans the whole time during the cold season. So I took a photo out in my front yard. This actually is a current photo, and the colors of the leaves in my yard really went well with the colors of the Amber kit, and so I used some of the die cuts and pieces from that and just kind of had those pages. 2 totally different things, but they do coordinate together. Moving on to thankful for my family. This is one of my favorite photos of my family. It is a much, much older photo. I believe my boys are like 4 or 5 maybe in that photo, teeny tiny. So this is multiple years ago, back when I was thin and my boys were tiny and didn't talk back as much, and I just really love this photo of us, and the colors of it really went well with the amber kit from Felicity Jane. So I had some little banner die cuts or dies from Spellbinders. I'll link those down below, and I just cut a whole bunch of different banners out of scraps of the papers that I had left from my other projects, and then just added those to the background. I did pop the photo up on some fun foam just to add some dimension, and again, just pieces from Felicity Jane. Lots and lots of Felicity Jane in this notebook here, and I just love how simple it is, but you know, it really does make a statement. Let's see, we skipped over to goal/dream. So a dream of my husband and I's is to run away and buy a house in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And that might seem kind of crazy to some of you, but my sister-in-law lives in Tennessee, and she talks about how wonderful Chattanooga is. We look at houses over there all the time. We are definitely not in the position to buy, but housing is so much cheaper over there than California. And so my husband's always looking at jobs over there. I mean, my job can go anywhere. So our dream is to live in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So thankful for dreams. These are some pieces from my November kit from the Wild Hair Kits, and then some stickers from my stash. But I really loved this paper. This is a Heidi Swap paper, and so I just really, you know, filled up the page and decided to kind of bust through my fall stash. Since I'm in the last week, I could use up some of the stuff that I had kind of coveted and saved all month long. So this paper was one of those things. Okay, so now we are doing skill and book. So thankful for this book, Selfless by Megan Fate Marshman. Megan Marshman is a speaker at Hume Lake Christian Camps here in California, and I've listened to her speak several times. I love her. She's really inspiring. I've learned so much from her, and she just plays such a big role in my story and just the last few years of my life. And I really love her personality, and I just get so excited to watch her and listen to her. And so her book is amazing, and it really she shares a lot of the stories that she shares in her speaking engagements. So I would encourage you to pick that book up and read through it. It's a pretty small, little, easy read. And the color of it just so happened to kind of work with the colors in the amber kit from Felicity Jane. So I mixed a lot of things. So there's a mixture of my Wild Hair kit in here. There's a mixture of the Felicity Jane kit. And then I recently had a question from one of you about using up alpha stickers that maybe are things that you aren't going to use, letters and things like that. And so this is a great example of a page using numbers. I don't really use a lot of number stickers, and so I just pulled out several different sets and colors that worked with this layout, and I just threw them on the page. No rhyme or reason. I tried to kind of spread out some of the colors and left myself a little blank spot because I'm thankful for my math skills. That is one thing, a gift that God has given me is math skills, and thankfully both my children got that same gift, and so homework is a little bit easier at my house, thankfully. And so I just kept it, you know, simple. No photo for that. I just used those number stickers to be a statement piece in the background. This one here is gift and self-care. So I'm thankful, or I'm grateful for the gift of Jesus. And so I kind of made this page look like a gift. I used my Silhouette Cameo to cut out this little bow, little 3D bow. This is all pieces from a Maggie Holmes collection. I think it's called, is it Carousel or Carnival? Or it's an older collection that I had gotten from Peachy Cheap. I believe Peachy Cheap. I'll link them down below. They have little like one-day sales on different products, and so they had this set of Maggie Holmes pieces. And then self-care, I'm thankful for Hume Lake. Hume Lake Christian Camps, like I said, that's where Megan Marshman speaks, is amazing. We go to a women's retreat every other year over there, and that's my self-care. It is so filling to my soul and refreshing to be there. And so I have this photo that I took the last time we went there in September, and I just used a whole bunch of pieces from that Maggie Holmes collection, and then just some stickers from my stash. So I like that those pages, you know, kind of go together, and they go together in that you know, it's a Christian-based camp, and so I just get filled with Jesus all weekend long, and I'm so thankful for the gift of Jesus, and I just really love how that came together. So there is a look at the fourth and final week of 30 Days of Thankful and those prompts. So I'm going to set that aside, and then we can look at Grace and Gratitude. So this is the Grace and Gratitude devotional journal from Illustrated Faith and Dayspring. These are still available, so I will link them down below. We will also be using this journal for the month of December and the month of January, so you can still pick this up and work in it. I'm going to be honest, I did like the whole week, like 6 days all in one sitting, and that's just kind of how it went for me. So they are very simple and short and sweet, and I spent more time kind of thinking about the prayer that I was writing. So day 25 is Thankful for Mercy. This swatch in the background is an element from Shop Southern Couture. I'll link her down below. Printed it on clear sticker paper, used a Spellbinders die, and then just some die cuts. I tried not to print or pull out anything new. I tried to use what was in my little box. You know, it's the last week. I'm trying to use that product that way I don't have to store it. And then just wrote a prayer there. Thankful for Celebrations. This one was really inspired, I don't know if I'll be able to find it quickly, by one of the prints in the book. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so it was really inspired by this page here, and there's a couple of these that pop up through the book with these kind of painterly balloons. And so since we're talking about celebrations, I went ahead and created some little balloons just using my Neocolor 2 crayons. I just did like a scribbly oval and then went over it with a wet paintbrush and then went around it with a pen, made some little art marks. Like I said, keeping it simple. I went ahead and wrote a prayer out there. So really love how simple that is. Thankful for Endurance, and I pulled out some of those leaves that I had used from Right at Home's stamp and die set. I had them already stamped out and cut out, so I just found ones in there that were colors that kind of worked with the spread here, and used some of the washi tape from the kit, stamped with a big brush marker, wrote out a prayer. Yeah, just keeping it simple. That's the theme this week. Grateful for Music, day 28. This is one that I did pull out some new things. So I had some of these leaves die cut from hymnal paper from last year, but I didn't really have very many, and they weren't of the actual music notes. So I did pull out a scrap piece of hymnal paper. It was like torn and kind of fallen apart, and used those dies from Spellbinders and the dies from Right at Home to cut out some more leaves, and then just stamped out Grateful for Music. And this here, I took opportunity just to thank God for giving the gift of song to so many people. I know, you know, we're thankful for music, we're thankful for how that makes us feel, but I'm also thankful for those of you out there that have that gift that help me then sing quietly underneath you and worship God, because I cannot sing to save my life, but there are many of you that have been gifted with that. So I just wrote a little prayer just thanking God for that gift. This here is day 29, and I used I was going to pull it out and I forgot, the stamp set from last year that had the leaves and the little like stump stamp. I don't think it's available any longer, but it had this little oval piece with this texture, and so I just kind of overlapped them so they look like little hearts. Since today is thank you for love, being thankful for love, and made these little stamped hearts, and I just used some VersaMagic inks and stamped those out. Used up all the leftover little heart stickers that came in the kit this month, some alpha stickers from FelicityJane, and then wrote out a prayer there. So I like how that was kind of different. Day 30 is being thankful for God, God's bigger purpose, and Him knowing what the bigger purpose in our life is and the reasoning behind things. And so I read through the devotional. It was talking about butterflies and bees. And so I took the opportunity to pull out some printables that I'd already had printed off from last year. These are Jess Robbins butterflies. I had some on cardstock and some on clear sticker paper. I will try to find those and link them down below for you guys. And I just put a couple on there, stamped, you know, wrote out a prayer, and called it good. That was it. So I think it's kind of interesting to look back and see, you know, the first few pages had lots of dimension and texture paste and paint and lots of just, you know, design elements to it. And then as we get towards the end of the 30 days, things are just simple and streamlined. So going into Advent, I'm not quite sure. I miss journaling in my Bible. There was no way that I could journal in here and my Bible and the Thankful Project. And so I'm kind of debating whether I'm going to just maybe write out some prayers in here, do no artwork at all, and do the art, you know, process in my Bible. I'm not quite sure. And part of the reasoning is the colors in the book for the next 30 days aren't exactly Christmas colors. So I don't know. I want to really use up the Christmas product that I have. And so I think I'm just going to stick to writing out, you know, long, more in-depth prayers, keep it a little more private in here, and then do some journaling in my Bible, I think is what I'm going to do. So I will have photos of all of my entries again for this last week over on a blog post, so I'll link that down below. Everything that I talked about will be linked down below, as well as in the product video that I did for Gratitude Documented. If I missed something, you can check that out. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you made it through Gratitude Documented, 30 days of documenting our gratitude. Way to go you if you made it through. Way to go you if you didn't make it through. It is okay to come back and revisit it, or maybe not revisit it. It's okay. You just do what works for you. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.